Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and today we're taking a look at Popular Mechanics 1988. Hard to believe this thing's almost 40 years old now. Now, right here, I have a bit of a question about all the helicopters that we have in all these Popular Mechanics magazines. You will find that there is a... Ooh, that looks like fun. I see all kinds of helicopters being advertised in here. Unfortunately, I keep wondering, why are you able to get these helicopters without registration? How many of these things fall out of the sky? But you know what? That's a rich person's game, right? And I guess by this point, there haven't been enough people falling out of the sky for it to make a difference. Man, this glossy paper is really difficult to be taking a close look at. I mean, it makes a really good picture, but it's hard to focus on. Check it out, more electrical shavers. So the glossy paper has definitely been an issue with newer things. The comic books that I used to read, it measures, it calculates, it computes. Everything computes these days. What is it? Holy crap, it's an electronic distance measure. I didn't know they had them back then. I wonder how accurate those things were legitimately. Anyways, I specifically remember being in high school and trying to just read a whole magazine without getting that reflection. It is so frickin' hard. Halogen lamps inside your car. Is it just me, or does that kind of look like a dinky car? I am legitimately having a pain in the ass time with this reflection. There, somehow turning on more lights helps. Insect tech, putting the bugs on killer bees. That could be taken a lot of different ways. I wonder how long it took them to paste that to him. I wonder what that thing actually is. Like, I know it's a microchip, but a microchip to what? Holy crap, that thing, that is the legit microchip, and they can use it to track. There's no way that's a GPS, because you'd need, what is that? That's not an RF chip, right? Like, how are they getting information from that? It's not, it has no power source, so it's not sending out. How the hell are they tracking it? This is interesting. Sometime next year, the killer bees will be shortly crossing our border in Texas and Arizona. These things can take Arizona temperature? Wow. Okay, so in 88, we were worried about killer bees, the Africanized bees. These things were bred together by people. Man, life never gave us lemons. We invented them ourselves, right? Because a lemon is a cross between an orange and a citron. Life never gave us lemons. We made them all by ourselves. Radioluminant light? Wait, this is a radioactive form of halogen decay? Whoa, okay, I want light that's actually just radioactive decay. That sounds very healthy. It'll cure my cancer prematurely and retroactively. Boeing's planned 500-mile long-range supersonic. Oh, those didn't end very well. You guys remember one of these exploded during takeoff and landed. Yeah, I think it landed on a hotel, didn't it? And it turned out that what happened was there was a little piece of metal on the runway that got picked up by the wheel. It bounced off of the gas tank, and just from the reverberations of the noise, it caused it to explode. Christ, I heard people flying in these things could go from one part of the earth to the other and end up there earlier than the time they left. I love all these cute pictures they make about what they think's gonna go on. It reminds me of being in grade school, and I'd make a picture of my truck of the future, and like, that's my truck of the future, but that's exactly what they're doing here. So maybe that's what we're supposed to do. I'm gonna draw a picture of my totally hot wife with the big bazungas raising my kids and loving them so. You know what? I don't care if they have the bazungas. I'm just gonna draw a picture of. Oh boy, here's a picture of my future, and it's going to be awesome. Here are my two children. And a woman, it could be a dude, you don't know what's under that skirt. I am bisexual. Anyways, that's me. I am very happy. And we own a home. Oh boy, that's gonna be me in the future. Here's an image of reality. All of the poor people being poor, and all of the rich people being rich and having all of the houses. How dare you dream, you pathetic. Back to the fiction of the hopeful past. At first, I thought that looked pretty cool. A vat so big that you'd get to have like a machine to go down into it. But wait, That's a nuclear thing? I would not want to be inside of a machine trying to deal with a nuclear reactor issue at the bottom of a tank. Oh boy, the Americans have the best military equipment. Too bad they can't afford healthcare. Now, that is a really bad joke, but I have too many friends who are Americans who have had issues with health. So I'd like to take that joke back, actually. It's not funny. Nothing impresses me more than a guy that has an old truck like this. Legitimately. Like, you can go and buy those new trucks, and it'll be more like a space station than a truck. I've been in them. I've been in some of these big ones that the gear shifter and the automatic is not like it's a knob. It's a knob. It's a knob. I'm used to being the only knob in the truck. I'm getting jealous. Oh boy, cadaver students on video discs. I've seen police using video discs. And yeah, I think it was about 1999. The police in Arthur, Ontario were using video discs for a shooting simulator that seemed to be so far off that I had just become completely convinced that after 3 shots you just automatically hit the target. As an individual who is super frugal, I get a little bit upset when I see stuff like this, and I also look at how much education costs are and how little they get you in the future. Did these guys really need to be shaking their dicks at this kind of junk? Video discs? Really? I really hope the video discs helped them and they weren't just this high priced piece of junk just like iPads were when they first got brought into the classrooms. There were so many teachers I heard that were just like, okay, I have an iPad. I don't know why you gave me this, but you have given me an iPad. And if you don't mind me keep ranting about the iPad, there's so many people who have money that just like, Apple and iPad, these things should just work. They should just work together. And also, I should do everything that I can do with a Windows computer. Everything you could do with the Windows computer, you should be able to do with an iPhone. And it takes so much to convince people. It's not how it works. How to build clothes that last 100 years? You know those rich people that literally buy clothes that are worn out? And they do it because it's in fashion. And some of them do it because they don't want to take heat in the wrong time for being too rich. Oh my god, sex sells. Like, what is this saying? This says so much. And if you ever let a girl ride with you wearing that little, you don't care about her. I'm sorry. Buy a whole bunch of these giant knives, and we'll send you little itty bitty boot baby boot knife. Get the new General Electric hydrogen lamp so you can blind those bastards from further away. A junior computer, a children's computer. I remember seeing these when they came. WizKid, I had a WizKid. I remember seeing these advertisements and just passing over them, seeing these on the shelves and just passing over them, not caring anything at all about them. I had no idea these were radar detectors. Legit though, I kind of wonder how they got away with this because they couldn't. What if they tried to advertise tools to hide drug and alcohol abuse or domestic violence? Would that fly so well? But since it's about speeding, it's different. But the thing is, the reason why we have speeding laws is that you could stop, and not kill anyone at that speed. If you're going at that speed and the craziest thing happened, you could stop, okay? So if you're speeding, you especially like if you're speeding and it's raining, you have a higher chance of killing somebody. That is the same as domestic abuse. That is the same as, well, some drug issues. Because when you do drugs, you're only hurting yourself. But then when you need more, you need to. Geez, I gotta flip the page. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Machine. Let's get into physical. Geez, you can see all kinds of parts of the inside of that machine. That's so cool. Yeah, that thing definitely looks like it came right out of the 50s. Got a new slap of paint on it. Put it back out there with a fake leather chair, and there you go. It's just kind of hard to look good in a pose like that. That's not a treadmill. That's a space station. Tired of your boss? Get this headset and zap that bastard right back to hell. What? It's just an infrared receiver? Then what's with the laser? I'm really surprised I haven't heard like horror stories about these things. I mean, I've heard fake ones where people like putting their hands up in the air, say, yeah, celebrate, and psh, and they're gone. Yeah, that video is fake, guys. Man, the balls on this guy are so huge. Look at the balls on this guy. There is nothing. He doesn't have a safety belt. Why is he even wearing a helmet? Why is he even wearing a helmet at this point? These guys are wearing blindfolds. They know they're gonna die. I expected something like this from a 50s magazine. Oh my god. Woodworking guide. There's not a whole lot of wood in here I'm seeing. So yeah, woodwork. I guess there's some wood in the thing behind the bed. Technically, there's some wood in the book. I really like those. Oh, I want those sheets. Oh, girl, I want those sheets. I bet what she's wearing is really nice. Girl, you give that to me. You just give that to me, and we'll enjoy the view, okay? Legitimately, though, it's about woodworking and the model front and center, the thing in the center of all of it. It does nothing to do with wood. Well, I shouldn't say that. I hope she has something to do with. I mean, it would be a bit of a waste otherwise. She's not hanging out with that kind of wood. Bait and switch. Bait and... What kind of other things can I talk about in order to not to leave this picture? I can cut this out and put it on my wall. I have this skill drill. Legitimately. I'm pretty sure it's this exact model. It's been around forever, and I freaking love it. You know what? I think that thing gives me the same feeling about having a teddy bear and a bad night. Seriously, just having that damn hand drill. I would never get rid of that thing. Ever. I don't even know where it came from. I think we all have a pair of slip joint pliers that we found somewhere and we have no idea where they came from. And these are slip joint pliers, right? I swear to God, we all have a set that doesn't have a handle, but we use it now and then and we need it whenever we have it. And actually, it wasn't until I started going through these popular mechanics magazines that I found out that the original OG sets were sold without any handles at all. They were advertising these just as is with metal. I always thought those were very naked. I never realized they actually sold them like that. I would have thought they would have had hard plastic on them at one point, but no, there was a time when they didn't have any handles at all. Hey, to anyone watching that knows continuity, when did having handles on these things become a thing? Look at me getting all emotional about tools. I'm emo. That's okay. I'm an emo kid, nonconformist as can be. You'd be nonconformist too if you look just like me. Legit. Those sheets are wonderful. I think we need to get that girl back on the bed though. The sheets look a lot better with her on it. I wonder if I built this, if the girl would show up. If that's how, is that how it goes? If you build it, it will come? Like, I legitimately believe that the more handy you are, the more the ladies will like you. Someone has a line about that. I'm sure red, green, something like that. But anyways, one thing I noticed is that when I was working in auto parts, I was working in the big brain part, the CNC machining section. Oh, that's so sexy. I don't know why I find planers so sexy. That is a planer, right? So over in foraging, we had the big charcoal mellowing, huh? Oh, it's Jack Daniels. Can we all just agree that most alcohol tastes like ass and we need to acquire the taste for it, and the only reason that we drink it is because we want to get drunk because we can't handle being alone and with life without it? It's like we're licking the butthole of Satan because we can't handle life the way it is. But still, that's just life. I shouldn't say that's just life. Life is freaking horrible, and if you don't think it is, you won the genetic lottery, buddy. Something went good for you, because geez, if Robin Williams couldn't have made it out of here without issues, buddy, I don't know what you're smoking, but it must be not too cheap. Anyways, I'm sorry. It was the guys in forging that they were the biggest, they were the most powerful guys, and they always had the best looking women. I don't know how. I specifically remember one of them. I came in and I seen him talking to like the hottest girl, and I was like, hey, is that your sister? Because I don't know, they seemed really close, and he looks really young, and she was just like, whoa, they're like, there's no way a foraging guy got a woman that attractive. No, it's my wife. And it's like, dude, dude, like legitimately, disproportionately, these guys in foraging, for those guys who don't know, I should have known Panas. Of course, Panasonic made it. So, of course, foraging sexy as hell. I think foraging sexy as hell. For those of you guys who don't know what foraging is basically where you take metal, you heat it up so hot, and sometimes it takes a long damn time to get the furnace going hot enough to do this. You heat this metal up so hot that it turns into liquid, and then, well, in our situation, we smashed that stuff. We superheated the pellets and we smashed that stuff like Thor smacking Loki around with Mjolnir. I swear to God, that press was what, 1,500 tons? Yeah, when that and like you felt it under the floor all night as that thing was going. And like I was in machining and I was using things that would go super micronically, right? And it was really hard for me to measure the things that I was trying to measure because every time, and I can't express to you how that noise would reverberate inside you like the bass of an electric guitar just reverberating with inside you. You felt it in your chest, you felt it on your feet, and you seen it on the gauge as it bounced around as that thing just took a pellet and with one big hit smashed that thing into a rough size of whatever it was. I forget what they were making at the time. Actually, I think, yeah, I shouldn't be talking about it anyways. There's only one thing that makes me that happy in life, and that is when my kids run in and give me a hug for no damn reason. Those are the best hugs, the ones that just come out of nowhere. It's like, surprise, cockfag, and push, you got a hug. Oh, and sometimes if you're really lucky, you get a kiss on the cheek, and maybe if you're really lucky, and I love you, daddy. Me gusta. That just, Sorry, I gotta stay on focus. Videotape rewind, or some people didn't like these too much because they would pull the tape. Oh my god, getting away from physical media is so nice. But at the same time, we've lost so much. Like, you could have a fight with a VHS. You could huck a VHS across the room, disable your brother permanently. If you threw a VHS hard enough, you could break a bone. You could, like, you lose an eye or an ear or something. Like domestic abuse, but sibling rivalry. You know what I'm talking about. You couldn't really hurt anyone with a CD. I'm sure you got some stories about it or something, but you can't really hurt people with CDs. You can mess someone up with with a VHS. You can't really mess anyone up with a DVD, but you had to take such good care of these things. If you have VHSs, store them standing up. Don't put them on their side or on their other side. They have to be standing up the way that they would as if you were displaying them standardly back in the day, because oh man, the spools move, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to move on. Oh boy, do I want to get my video demonetized. I'm just not going to talk about these a whole lot, but I'm really surprised. Okay, so pellets, yeah. Yeah, you got all the cool ones up here. All the jocks use these ones. Oh, and then the anime kid uses this one, the laser. Pew, pew, pew. But seriously, I I imagine someone lost their life carrying one of these, sadly. But hey, at least you look cool, right? Legitimately, though, that is a bit of a talk between freedom and safety and protection that we could have about this whole magazine. So one of the reasons why I go through these magazines, I got these magazines from all the way back to the 40s, and I'm going through them partly for technology, but also partly for society. It is intriguing how quickly the definitions of things change, how quickly societies change. I do believe in the last 100 years, technology has changed more than humanity has in the last 1,000. But in the last 3 years, society has evolved more than technology has in so long, partially because we were all locked in with technology through COVID and TikTok. I don't care what you say, it's an app to make people hate their situation in marriage if they have any freaking negative thought at all. So, doom scrolling, even before the word freaking doom scrolling was a thing, in COVID. Oh my god. COVID did the worst thing by locking people in together with that godforsaken app. And I'm saying that as a tech. Okay, you guys know me. I'm a hacker boy. You guys know anything about that mask? I was there in Chanology. I freaking well know what I'm talking about, eh? Like, if I was going to brag about something, I could brag about something better than that. Oh, wait, you can get Tesla coils in this? Tesla coils. That's pretty cool. Okay, but hear me out, guys. I have been on the internet forever. I come from the internet. I come from Yahoo Chat. My friends are always telling me, hey, you got to get off the internet. I was that guy. I got to say, it's interesting. These hernia underwear. Everyone would get an underwear because nobody trusted the doctors. And how can you blame them? I mean, back then they were probably still trying to blow smoke up your arse if you were having. No, that's more in the Middle Ages. But anyways, frickin' TikTok. I swear to God, my ex-wife, she looks at me one day and she's like, you're a covert narcissist. What the hell? And I got a really good grasp of the English language, and right out of high school, it was really apparent, and I got tested. And it turned out I frickin' sucked at math, but I was really good at English comprehension. And covert narcissist? What the frick was that? And then she started throwing out these words that is like she didn't herself understand. And in and of itself, that wouldn't have been a thing. We could just wrap things up and move along, but she chose to wait until we had children to be doing this dumb stuff. That looks like a lot of fun. I don't care what anybody says, but welding is magic, and it's sexy magic because you're literally melting two pieces of metal together with electricity. How is that not magic? That is freaking magical. So yeah, TikTok breaks, and all of a sudden the radical feminist, I'm talking real radical. I'm third wave feminist, and I bet everyone here listening is also the same way, or at least thinks in some way. Maybe all men and women aren't the same, but they damn well should be treated that way. We're all equal, right? We're all pink on the inside. That's what one of the Tool and Die guys told me. There we are again, the frickin' helicopters. No license required. Do you even need insurance? So if you believe we're all equal, you're third wave feminist, and everyone's third wave feminist, in my opinion. If you're not a human being. Now, what we're running into is fourth wave feminists or radical feminists that are going even further than the idea that men have had it better than women, which they have. There's definitely been a patriarchy. I'm not seeing it as bad as what they're talking about. There has been a patriarchy. We're moving away from it. Colonization, yeah, maybe that was a thing, but I don't think we need to be hanging everybody for it. Like, legitimately, after COVID, I had friends, progressive friends that I had known before COVID, who were like, yeah, hey, Nevin, that's that awesome guy. That's cool. And then all of a sudden they come back and they're like, oh, you're whites, you benefited from colonialism and all of these things. And then it's like they got control of Reddit, which was really concerning. And they legitimately did. There was an individual that Reddit hired who was part of the Green Party in the UK until they threw her out. And when I think it was r slash music discovered that she was hired on, and basically her father had ard and raped and tortured someone in the same house as she was. There's no way that she didn't hear it. And she got special protections from Reddit because she identified as, I'm not even going to say it. So yeah, man, I'm definitely thinking something really weird got generated during COVID. Oh my god. By TikTok rad femmes and progressives who legitimately don't like themselves, they don't like the West. Like, I'm getting a little bit off onto a tangent here, but this is very tech related and it's society related. And those are two things that this video are very well about. I am a tech guy, and I am really concerned about TikTok. I've never heard of this brand before. But another thing that's really concerning me and that makes it very relevant is I got on Bumble. I like Bumble because Bumble, oh, geez, I want one of those. Oh, geez, why have my life been denied of such pleasures? But anyways, you get on Bumble, and Bumble's supposed to be the thing where the girls talk first. And I love the progressive women who are always saying that men, bad, bad, but they don't want to get out of the habit that they know damn well they're in, where they want to be chased. They want men to come after them. They want men to chase them. At first, I was like, that's horrible. That's not how it actually is. I was taking on the feminist mentality of that's the idea, it's not the actual truth. Well, guess what, kids? It's the actual truth. And I can say that now because the CEO figured it out and they had to change it so that you could send the first message. I have met so many wonderful women over Bumble, but I had to pay to send them the first message. Now, these women that I'm dating are a lot of therapists and social workers. I love people that just want to help. My favorite Warhammer 40k is Adeptus Sororitas. Now, a lot of people aren't going to, but like a lot of people who know that are going to, oh, okay, I get what you mean. Also, which way do you keep your horseshoe? Up or down? Apparently, up, you're keeping the luck, but down, you're letting the luck out for your friends. So, anyways, as I'm free catalog for free stuff, or is the catalog free? I'm not sure if I want you to send me that skeleton. Is it real? I'm sorry. So yeah, I have my own therapist professionally. I really think that everyone should be given like 100 hours of therapy just because. Anyways, I got it through work, so it's free. Whatevs, might as well. But also at the same time, I am dating therapists and social workers because I just love them so much. Some of the horrible stuff that I learn about through, okay, legitimately, I try to track ghosts. Recently, I've been tracking ghosts through police camera video, and it's a lot different tracking them these days because you actually have all of the information. I'm literally haunted by some of the stuff that I've learned recently. But anyways, I want to get away from that and back to the stuff that these therapists, licensed therapists, and social workers are saying to me is the same crap that's coming out of TikTok. It's legitimately coming out of TikTok. And it's an issue. It's a freaking issue. Because the mechanics of it is the place that is educating them. Both of these individuals went to McMaster University. It happened twice. And both of these individuals I have caught in an issue. Now here's popular mechanics for the psychological SJW to prove if they're really anarchists. Okay, I was blown away. 3 times I was told, 3 different women that I've loved have told me this. I love progressives, what can I say? If a black person decks an Asian person for being Asian because they hate Asian, doesn't matter why, that's racism. No, no, no. In this new reality, that's colorism because racism is exclusively institutionalized. They changed the definition. They're legitimately trying to change the definition. And that's terrifying. I was told racism is an institutionalized thing. I was told the same thing several times, and I found the way to show them they're wrong and that they're anarchists. That racism is an institutionalized thing. Yes, it is. But they're telling me that this is colorism and not racism because racism is exclusively an institutionalized thing within colonialism. Somebody that they respect, I don't know if it's on TikTok or in McMaster, is telling them flat out bullshit that it's colorism and not racism, and all racism is institutionalized and comes from white colonialism. Holy crap. Is that the far left conspiracy theory? Okay, here's the far right conspiracy theory. Everyone wants us to be terrified because our leaders are actually shape-shifting lizard people who come from a place on they come from Andromeda, that to us is a dot on Orion's belt. We see it as a star. It's actually the universe Andromeda. That's where they come from, and they themselves are being manipulated by extra dimensional creatures who like the taste of your fear. Wow, that was a hard one. Okay, I got it. The far left and the far right. You got it here on Nev's Tech Picks, Popular Mechanics, November 1988. God damn, I hate the fact that there's nuance and that there's you get the they're the same on either side of the coin, right? I hate getting into politics, but that's all that we got these days because everyone's so addicted to TikTok. Anyways, guys, regardless, left or right, it's not about left or right. It's about rich or poor these days and about being a good person. Let's take care of each other. Let's take care of each other, regardless of our color of our skin or what we got hanging between our legs or not. We're all pink on the inside. We're all pink on the inside. Take care of each other, folks.